Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the Coach's Corner podcast. I almost said the Hustleaholics podcast for a quick second there. But welcome back to the Coach's Corner podcast. We are on episode 21, right? 21?
Yes, sir. 21.
All right. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I got
Vente
my
y uno.
yes. I got my co-host Mike Poglies in the building. No guests today. We're just rocking out on a topic. Why not, right? And today, what we're going to be jamming on in general is the topic of life is meant to be lived, right? And this is one that has been a big topic for me recently because I just recently moved down to Austin, Texas. So a lot of like new shit going on, like new apartment, new area, a lot of fun things to see. And I've got a ton of friends down here. So it's been one of those things where it's been a complete lifestyle shift for sure compared to what I was doing in Colorado, primarily because like in Colorado, I didn't have a core group of friends out there. So it was a lot of focus and discipline and building and that stuff. And like for that season of my life, it was great, right? It was important. I was able to get a lot of shit done out there. It was cool. But recently when I moved out to Austin and I started to like have some fun with my friends, like get back into like that social life and just being like who I am at the core, which I feel like I lost for a really long time. I've just realized like this underlying message, and this morning it just came to me like while I was in the shower, just a reminder of like life is meant to be lived, you know? And I think that we get lost in sometimes we get lost in the discipline, we get lost in the work, we get lost in all these things, and we don't allow ourselves to like take a step back and like fucking live life. You know what I mean? And like for so long, dude, like all the whole time I was in Colorado, it was like, no, let me buckle down, get to work, stay super disciplined, like routine, all this shit. And realistically, I probably could have already been experiencing what I'm experiencing in Austin in Colorado if I was prioritizing living my life just as much as everything else, right? So I think, we talk about a lot on this podcast about like mind, body, spirit, business and all these different aspects of staying dialed in and like being a high performer. And really what I've realized through this experience of being in Texas is that a social life is a piece of being dialed in. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have like the social life, can it get in the way of certain things sometimes? For sure. But at the same time, like that's what gives you that like fun and that fuel for you to show up to work and be like, all right, it's work time. You know what I mean? Like I feel like social life is now what I'm realizing is it's a big piece of avoiding burnout, you know, because you have those social scenarios like, and it's not like going out and like getting fucked up and all that shit. It's like more so about just having people to like bond with, you know. And that could be a significant other, that could be friends, that could be family, whatever the case may be. But for a while, like I wasn't tapping into that part of my life, and it definitely affected me, not so much from a business perspective, but more so of like enjoying life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, man. I couldn't fucking agree more. I mean, like this is it like when you text me that, like the topic, I was like, hell yeah. Yeah, like that, like 100%. We got to jam on that. Cause like not even like from your standpoint, but like just my own personal like realizations too, like just the same as you, I mean, we've been extremely focused on like what we're trying to accomplish as far as business and stuff like that, just because like we are fully aware of like the path, like the vision's clear, and so like I think like it's very easy to be very tied up on like, no, I know what I need to be doing to get to where I'm going. Like I know, like kind of like what I need to be doing to become the person that I want to become, to have the things that I want to have. But exactly to that point, dude, like you'll like I almost think that, it leads to like more depression, more like negative lifestyle if you're just fully focused on like production, fully focused on like business all the time because of exactly what you said. It's like you live such a disciplined lifestyle, like you have to have some sort of hiccup here and there, like it's like a cheat meal for somebody that's like very disciplined on their diet, like they wouldn't be able to be as disciplined Monday through Saturday if they didn't have that Sunday cheat meal. You know what I'm saying? And so like I think like taking that same concept into life is very fucking important, and definitely something that I've lacked on myself. You know, like I've constantly been like, you know, I don't want to say like the grandpa, but like but like somebody that's just like, nah, like I got other shit that I need to do. And like for what, you know? Like for fucking what? You know, like what am I doing all this for? To live life, you know?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so
yeah.
like
And
so
that's
like
the
you want to like live life when you're like 70, or you want to live life while you're living life, you know?
Yeah, and
Like
that's like that's my big realization that I've come to is like same thing, right? Like we all do this shit to live life, like to build freedom, to build something that we're proud of. And you know, like Layla and Alex Hermosi have given me this huge realization with how they donated all their net worth, right? So like their entire net worth is going to charities when they pass away because they basically had the concept of like I'm not giving it to my kids because they're just gonna fuck it off. You know what I mean? Like because that's what we do when we're just handed things. So that even gave me more perspective because there's also like this side of society that makes you think that you have to build this foundation for your future family and all this shit. And it's like maybe like we're here to just enjoy life at its core. And business is a piece of that to be able to give us more time and more freedom to do that. But at the same time, if we don't make time to do that, then it's like, cool. You made some more money. Maybe you've sped up the process a little bit, but like, how much further did you even speed it up? You know, because that's the other thing is I think when we do have that laid back approach to life, like I did for all of Colorado, like literally 2.5 years of just like, nah, I'm not gonna do anything. Just gonna chill. Just gonna work. Just gonna do this. Just gonna do that. I spent so much time just fucking sitting on my ass that like yeah, I did end up like scrolling on my phone. Dude, I've barely looked at my phone since I moved to Texas. Like at all. Because when I'm not working, like as soon as I'm done with my shit for the day, I Uber over to one of my friends' house and like go hang out with them. I'm not looking at my phone, you know? So like those different aspects of like I'm realizing now a lot of the time that I was spending on non-work activities were just a complete waste of time. They weren't actually producing anything in my life. Whereas me even going to a friend's house just to watch some basketball games like I did last night is productive towards my life because it's giving me fulfillment, happiness, like friends, right? Being surrounded by good energy, like all that is contributing to the overall mission. So I think that's the other thing is understanding the fact that that does contribute to the overall mission. And can you over like compensate that side to the point where it gets in the way? Like yes, but you have to be able to have those boundaries. And I think that's almost part of building the foundation of discipline is building the foundation of discipline so that you can get to where we are today, where it's like, okay, we obviously fucking know we have what it takes. We know we have what it takes. We know we can get shit done. We know that like any problem that arises, we can fix the problem. So what are we proving? You know what I mean? Like that's my thing now is like who am I proving this to at this point? Like I know that every day I could wake up and hit my routine and get all my shit done and like stay super disciplined on that. But I also know that what brings me happiness is being around people that I enjoy my time with. So it's like can I balance it out? Yes, but can it also like weigh on one side sometimes? Yeah, and that's totally fine. You know, like if I stay up late one night because I'm with my friends and I'm having fun, enjoying my time, and the next morning I skip my entire morning routine and jump into work, like is that an ideal work situation? Maybe not, but like it was an ideal fun situation and that's worth it. You know what I mean? Like
yep.
so that's the thing to me now is I'm realizing it's like fucking like no matter what, whether you're incredibly dialed on your routines or not, you're still not going to show up 100% every day. Right? Like you're still going to have days where you're at 70%, 60%, 80%, 90%. So why not have those days be because of the fact that you were having fun? You know what I mean? And not just because like, oh, I woke up and like don't feel my best right now. Like I'd rather be like woke up, definitely feel like shit, but I had a good ass time like with good friends, you know, like that feels better to me than me just being like, oh, woke up, like definitely like producing at 70% today. Don't really know why because I've been super dialed, you know, like we all have those mornings when it's like I'm fucking sticking to my routines. I don't know why I don't feel good right now, but guess I'm not going to be producing at 100% today. So like I've realized that too. It's like both sides, you're gonna have that happen. There's gonna be times where you're gonna like, and it's like I said, it's not all about just going out late at night or anything. It's just about enjoying life for what it is, and that's spending time with quality people, whoever that is for you. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I mean it it just goes back into like what people always say, like to me like a balanced lifestyle is bullshit, Like you realistically will never have a balanced lifestyle, Like the only way that you can have a balanced lifestyle in my opinion is doing exactly what you're talking about, And like that's why I think like core 4 is like so powerful, like just that concept of like constantly being able to think about like, okay, there's four key areas in my life, like you have like your mind, your body, your relationships, and your business, So like I always like, and I'm glad that we're talking about this because like what I had to start doing is start thinking about like situations or like activities, tasks, whatever, and start to think about like which area of my core 4 did that is this impacting, And like that would allow me to like say like things are okay, like that would allow me to say like it is okay for me to go to the bar and have a beer with my friends on Saturday night because it's a part of like my passion, it's a part of my relationships, So like me spending time with people that are close to us and the community, or my girlfriend's friends, like just my girlfriend, like that's all like stuff that's related towards like increasing my relationships. And like I had to really start thinking about that in all aspects, like is this like what how is this activity impacting my core 4? All right, cool, it's a business task, it's okay. All right, cool, it's something that I personally want to do, it's okay, And like I for a long time, dude, I was exactly the same way, just constantly like, nope, this isn't business related, I'm not doing it, like, and like exactly to your point, like you'll get fucking burnt out, you'll get angry is probably the biggest thing, is like
Yeah.
anger, like just not being able to ever release yourself into just being a normal human, So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, I think all that shit's important.
Dude, 100%. And that last line you said is probably the most important. It's like as entrepreneurs where we don't operate like normal human beings on a day-to-day basis. So sometimes we have to fucking allow ourselves to feel normal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we have to step into like letting loose every now and then. And that's like what I learned in this past weekend because it was my birthday weekend. So I was having fucking hella fun this weekend. And like and it was great. It was a good ass time. And like I got everything I needed out of it. Like I released a lot of like just like, okay, I don't need to feel guilty about this. And that's what I dealt with for a long time, was like feeling guilty about doing certain things that weren't like business related. And it's like, dude, like relax. But the main thing that I've realized all in all is that there will be times where you have to lock in on just business for a month. Like shit's just so hectic that you have to shut everything else down and focus on that for the month. There will also be times where you have some leniency to spend more time with friends or spend more time, or whatever the case may be. So like shit will always kind of like switch around based off of what season you're in. Life is all about seasons. So for me right now, the season that I'm in is like, okay, we're in a good spot with the business. Like we've got a team, we've got processes in place, we have everything we need. And yeah, like there's some shit that we need to do every day. There's some task work that like needs to get done. Now it doesn't need to be done right this second, every second, like I used to treat it. Not necessarily, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like most of the shit that's in the pipeline at this point is like, okay, this needs to get done this week. Not like this needs to get done like right this second. And that's how I treated it. All of Colorado was like, oh, this needs to get done. Okay, like lock in, and get it done. And now I'm like, okay, that needs to get done. Cool. Add it to the list. I'll get you eventually. Like, and
Yep.
it's not like you're putting the business to the side, or you're like shutting down the business, or you're prioritizing other shit over the business. It's just understanding the fact that there's multiple areas of life that need to be nurtured. And if you're just nurturing business 24/7 and not allowing yourself to live life, then you will get burnt out. You will feel anger, depression, anxiety, all these different things. You will experience more scarcity because you'll be like feeling like all you're thinking about is money, right? Like when we get trapped in business, all we're thinking about is money. So if the business isn't doing as well as we want it to right now, boom, scarcity. Like even just looking at numbers, boom, scarcity. Like it's always going to trigger, right? But like when we're just living in the present moment in business and then stepping out of business to spend quality time present with people that we enjoy being around, now all that other shit like anxiety, depression, all that shit's gone, because it's like, fucking don't need to think about business right now. I'm just going to think about the person that's right in front of me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like that's where it becomes really powerful, and it becomes like therapeutic, you know?
100%, dude. 100%. Well, it's fucking time to move on. So we're gonna drop it from here. But yeah, no, I mean 100%, dude. Learn to live fucking life, you know, like for the life that you want to live, you know. Constantly mention this question, what do you want? You know, what do you want for yourself? You know, like we all want something, and I can almost promise you it's not sitting right here behind the fucking computer all day long. So
Yeah.
go do something you want to fucking do for the rest of the afternoon. We'll catch you on the next one.
Facts.
Peace.
Peace.